And today, can you just summarize again the core message that you communicate in the press conference?
Well, yes, okay. We have a daily press conference from the Center for COVID Situation Administration, or the CCSA, every morning. The main message which was communicated this morning was actually first the clear and coherent message that the Prime Minister wanted to convey to the public, as reiterated quite often. We also talked about the situation, the points of focus, the provinces that are points of focus, Bangkok, Chonburi, and the southern provinces, especially Phuket as well. And then we also talked about the mask, surgical mask distribution and production and supply system, how the government will be dealing with that, as well as the public health situation, the social distancing measures, and the like. Today was kind of special because the Deputy Prime Minister Wisanu Krungam also came and summarized the daily meeting that we had today among the various agencies as well.
Regarding the lockdown in Phuket, because it's in place last night, any urgent issue or any request, particular request from tourists over there? Have you heard of any?
Well, the Phuket lockdown is actually, of course, not under the jurisdiction of the Foreign Ministry, but the well, it's kind of a very rational approach because Phuket, as briefed this morning, is a province, a tourist province, wherein there is a high concentration of foreign visitors, and the numbers of cases in the southern provinces are getting very high. So it's kind of quite a rational approach to sort of like limit the restrict the travel or the certain restrictions for the province itself. I haven't heard of any specific requests, but I've heard that the foreign community there is well aware of the lockdown, firstly by air, firstly by land and sea, of course, and in the coming days, I think it will be by air, as announced by the governor of Phuket.
And Kun Natapanu, right now, have you got any more information regarding Thai who reside in Italy and who like to return to Thailand in the near future? Would it be probable, or what will be mechanism to help those Thais in Italy right now?
Yes, Kunata, thank you for your question. In the general picture, of course, it's the utmost priority of the government, of the foreign ministry, to take care of Thai citizens abroad. In total, there are around 1.6 million Thai citizens abroad. Around 200,000 live in these danger, ongoing cases areas. So right now, as we speak, actually, there is close coordination between the embassies and the Thai community to assess the return or assist or facilitate the return of Thai citizens. For the case of Italy, if you recall, I think in a few weeks ago, there was the first return, which was actually kind of like in a normal procedure of a number of Thai persons in Italy, including a certain AFS young students as well. So that was facilitated by the embassy, but as a normal flight kind of return. At the moment right now, the embassy has surveyed the need, and the number is still not very high of the current Thai citizens who want to return from Italy, around 80%. So the factors that have to be considered are, of course, the number of people that will want to come back to fill up the airplane, as well as mostly, of course, some are probably married to Italians and living there and don't see the need to return yet. But in any case, the coordination is still going on, assessing the need from time to time. If the number increases, of course, the foreign ministry will be in touch and coordinate that for the Thai citizens, and also on the ground in Thailand as well when they return. Global citizens, Thai people living abroad, you have to, of course, follow the measures announced by the local authorities in your own country. It's a social responsibility for you as Thai persons living abroad, in the same way that if you live in Thailand. The second thing is, of course, take care of your good health. You're living abroad, and there might be different factors from Thailand, of course. The most important thing is, of course, register with the embassy. That's what we always tell Thai citizens abroad, to register with the embassy. For this particular virus situation, there is actually a website, dcaregistration.mfa.go.th, for Thai citizens abroad to register their need or their request to return. And that would be involving the issuance of documents by the embassy itself when the return actually happens, to verify their fit health in returning. Around 9,000 Thai citizens abroad have registered in this website already. The Thai embassies abroad have this mechanism called Team Thailand. So with different agencies, they are integrated into coordinating with the Thai community through the associations there as well. Each country's case would be different. Some countries are closed for air travel. Some countries are open. But in any case, there are a lot of factors. The number of Thai people who request to return, that's one factor. The other factor is, right now, as it's kind of difficult to travel around the world, negotiations are going on with some countries to share the flights. For example, citizens of a certain country in the region in Asia would be flying back to their countries from Thailand, and we'll fill that plane up with Thai people coming back. And that's one consideration. But of course, the number of people on board would have to be sufficient enough for that flight. There are three principles in returning Thai people, in which actually this afternoon the Permanent Secretary of Foreign Affairs had a meeting on this issue as she heads the cluster for taking care of Thai people. The three, just briefly, the three principles are: firstly, for Thai people who would want to return, we will facilitate their return in a systematic way and in the most efficient way. For example, if they cannot find doctors for the fit to fly document, the embassies would be looking for volunteer Thai doctors or local doctors for them, for example. The second point is, of course, the readiness, preparation of the local agencies here upon the return. If it's en masse, a lot of people, like the one we saw from Wuhan or from Korea, health and interior ministries would have to be ready for the return in terms of quarantine, taking care, following up. And the third is, of course, we want to avoid adding on to the situation or problem here in Thailand. But in summary, the embassies are coordinating in each country in different ways, considering these various different factors.
And as far as you know, are there still many foreigners stranded in Thailand and still cannot find their way back to their home countries?
Yes, I've heard that there are a number. The lines at immigration office are quite long. Actually, as we speak, there are discussions going on to resolve this issue. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs had a meeting this afternoon, of course, with different agencies, including immigration as well. So that might be resolved soon, but it has to be kind of confirmed first. This includes like foreigners who are tourists stranded in Thailand and they cannot fly back to their countries, maybe because their countries are closed, and things like that. So it involves like visa extension and other means. So that's being discussed and it'll come out soon. We're aware, the agencies are aware of the issue. Yes.
And these people will not be penalized, right? You are not, under these circumstances, you are not going to have them penalized in any way.
Yes, definitely. These are challenging and trying times for the whole world. So we understand the situation for us and for the world as well.
What's the advice for foreigners who reside in Thailand right now and their visa has finished? Because we can see from the photo on Facebook of many users that the queue is quite packed and many people are afraid to go there in person because of social distancing. So what is your advice for them for now?
Yes, well, I believe there are solutions for people to contact the offices online at the moment. But yes, I've seen in the news the lines. So right now, I guess just to follow the updates from the office, and soon there will be there have been discussions, so soon there will be a good solution to all of this. Just be patient. We're in this together. I mean, the foreign community and Thai people.
And have you got more information regarding Thai students who are in the UK and would like to return, but they have trouble with the Fit to Fly certificate?
Yes, there are a large number of Thai students and Thai citizens in the UK. This issue, I think, was about a few weeks ago, and it still persists today because there are still currently Thai people in the UK. The embassy has directed their work on facilitating this issue. There are they found volunteer Thai doctors to actually issue those Fit to Fly documents within the premises of the embassy to assist the Thai students. And then, therefore, having a Fit to Fly document, the embassy can issue a certification. In the first few days, of course, there was a long line as well in front of the Thai embassy, but an application to arrange the queue of the students and Thai students was applied, and it's quite okay now. The issue is, of course, the Thai students who come back, they have to take care of their health and be quarantined, at home.
I'm sure that your office must have been flooded with inquiries from expats and foreigners. What are their biggest concerns?
Yes, well, one concern is, of course, about the visa issue. They're afraid they will be overstaying, but of course that doesn't involve only the foreign ministry. It involves other, as I mentioned, that's being discussed. The second issue is, of course, the communication part of it. That was a challenge in the beginning because traditionally in Thailand, all of the news, all of communication is mostly in Thai.
That's right.
And as we're becoming a global a country,
Just like a few days ago.
yes. So that, I think that's very necessary. Otherwise, the foreign community would be getting news secondhand from a translation of Thai news. Yes.
And I think it helped that your presence helped your communication over the past 1 week.
Yes, we received quite good feedback. Although it was just, of course, a translation of the briefing, but I think that's very important for us to actually display confidence and transparency in clear message to the foreign community in Thailand and to the world as well. But of course, we're just all doing our duty, and there are still challenges ahead. As you've heard, of course, in the news, the center itself has found one infected person who stopped by the center itself. So they're considering about the measures to be taken.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier about the shortage of the surgical masks, and I'm sure that not only Thais that have problem getting access to surgical masks, right? So what kind of assurance can you give to foreigners who ask you this question? How can they get the surgical masks?
Well, the supply, distribution, import of masks is being looked into detail with through various activities in cooperation between commerce, of course, and the public health, and then under the center, the umbrella of the center as well. So it's being looked at in an integrative, comprehensive way. So there will not be actually a real big shortage from the information that the center has released. But of course, the production, the import, whatever, would be catering to the medical staff first, and then of course to the different hospitals and clinics, be they Bangkok hospitals or government hospitals in the provinces or private hospitals. So it is not that kind of situation where the foreign community have to be panicking or of the lack of supply and all those things. I mean, we're a country that we can facilitate this distribution of necessary supplies. I mean, the foreign community is also in our, I would say, in our care, in our hearts as well, as a country.
Now, in a larger context, are there any areas in which ASEAN countries are working together to cope with this situation?
Yes, I think we're number 2 in terms of cases in ASEAN right now. So we're actually on top in this way. But ASEAN cooperation has been in terms of exchange of information since January or February actually, and they're expanding to cooperate in terms of exchange of info with +3 countries as well. This is exchange of information and practices and real-time measures from other countries to be applied to our country, and it's being discussed through video conferencing. So those international meetings are not a risk at all. So it's ongoing. Hope that it will be strengthened in the days or weeks to come. So.
And how is the Foreign Ministry responding to this staggered working schedule?
Yes, we're one of the agencies who have been serious in protecting our staff, in working around the clock, but still staying safe. So around 50 or 30% of our staff are now working from home. I say 30 to 50 because it depends on each department. As my department is around 30 or 40% working from home, and then alternating as well. But and then also video conferencing as well. We use WebEx and also Zoom as well to discuss with our ambassadors abroad as well, and with other agencies as well. So we're in good spirits, just like any other agency, just like any other citizens.
Okay.